that there gaming spot.
That dang there gaming spot right down there.
Y'all weren't recording that audio gold I was giving you? You weren't recording that there? What in the world, man? I can't give you better entertainment than that.
We got the
That there gaming spot. Yeah. Ooh.
that dang there gaming
What the
spot
hell? I
right
muted
down
it.
there.
Y'all weren't recording that gold I was giving you? You weren't recording that there?
Got the playback.
Yeah. It's weird. My computer tells me that my volume was muted, but it was not. Cool. I'm ready, buddy.
They call me Shrimp Jack Butternut.
All right. Well, I'm all set as well. Knowledge, how goes it? Are you ready as well?
All good there, buddy. All good there. And by the way, it's Shrimp Back Butter Jump.
All right, shrimp back butter jump. Let's get into business now. Let's get into business.
I've been in business since 1988. Boy, what you think about that there, huh?
That there sounds exquisite there. I must agree. I must agree. All right, so let's get it rolling.
Where's
Yo,
Daniel? Can't see him.
yo. Yeah, we can't see you. Knowledge. There he is.
Been here since 1988.
It's a good year. It's a good year. What's up, everybody out there? Welcome to the Mission 3 podcast, Play Legit's premier transmission for gaming and real talk. We're your hosts, Corey, Elijah, KJ, and Knowledge, and we're back with another exciting broadcast with some awesome missions for you. How you guys doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Fantastic, man.
Well, that's what's up. How was everybody's Mother Day?
Was great.
It was good. I feel like I accomplished the obligatory "Mom, I love you. It's how much I care about you."
Nice. Yes, I actually had to work today, so I had a nice time there. But yeah, took care of some of the duties as well for the Mother's Day. Sent out some messages, got some gifts, whatnot. Yeah, it was a good eventful day. So,
Shout out to all the moms out there, by the way.
especially all of the moms that play
If
video
you are
games.
listening.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Shouts to
Miss Throwback.
yeah. The number one gamer mom. Play Legit's own gamer mom. That's what's up. So we got some awesome missions for you tonight. But before we get into all that good stuff, I want to just make sure you guys check out playlegit.net. That's the premier location for gaming and real talk. That's where you're going to find all of the amazing articles that we have, all of the playbacks of all of the cool podcasts that we do, the Mission 3 podcast, Dragon Ball Super so far, and everything else. We even do special shows sometimes. E3's coming up quick. Next month it'll be around, so we got an awesome article by Miss Throwback. Games we need from E3, stuff that we just want to see. Check that out. Give us some of your opinions down in the comments on there as well. Let us know some of the games that you want to see, what you need from all of the devs and all of the different console platforms at E3 2017. We also have an awesome article up there for Tumbleseed on the Switch. We have the review from that by Zombie Zach, as well as we have an awesome article, and it's all about Injustice 2, dropping this Tuesday. Super stoked for that. It has a bunch of information about the game, the story, all of the different modes, stuff like that. So you want to check that out. Throw down in the comments, let us know what you think about all of these different titles, all of these different events that are going on, because we want to hear from you guys. So again, check out playlegit.net to find all of that awesome content. And quick one before we get into the missions, I have a quick question for you guys. Since Injustice 2 is coming out, there was a question posed in the article. What character do you want to play as? So in Injustice 2, like what character is going to be your main, or do you have that already set, or is that still up in the air for you guys?
Red Hood. Red Hood.
Nice. How about you, KJ?
Swamp Thing, just because I just think he brings something different to the table. I was just surprised that he's in the game, and I'm ready for it. Swamp Thing, let's go.
That's what's up. That's awesome. I have to say, my main from the first Injustice, I have to admit, is Green Arrow. He just overall is a good character, so I'll probably go in rocking with the Green Arrow. Maybe even Nightwing, because that was my second, but this roster is...
Nightwing was dope.
Yeah, especially being able to use his staff and then separate it into the nightsticks and stuff. It was pretty dope. He's a good character, so still kind of up in the air for my main, but I'm going in the direction of messing with Oliver Queen or Dick Grayson himself, Nightwing.
You're not gonna go with anybody new, man?
I mean, I might, man. I gotta feel people out, man. You know, it's all about the competition, right? If I'm gonna create a Justice League with the homies, I want to make sure I'm holding my own. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to end up having the team lose because I want to be experimenting with new characters, man. Sometimes for the W, you got to go with what you know.
Yeah, but you can spend all that time outside multiplayer just practicing.
I know. I'm making excuses right now. I understand.
Red Hood.
I mean, the Red Hood is dope. But you also took Red Hood too. So, I mean, I could be like, yeah, well, I want to use Red Hood too, but, you know, because Red Hood is dope. Also, damn, what's dude's name? Dr. Fate looks interesting.
Oh, yeah.
I might have to give him a try too, so. Yeah, there is a bunch of...
It looks like he's going to be like an Ermac character. They play very similarly.
Yeah, so Injustice 2 dropping this Tuesday. Hit us up about it. Let us know what characters you guys want to play as. Play Legit is the site. That's where you need to go to check out all this cool content. So you guys about ready to get into today's missions?
Well, buddy, I keep hearing some birds chirping right now. I don't know where that's coming from.
It's probably from my outside door.
Are they going to be in the mission with us?
I mean, you could just not be passive aggressive about it and ask me to close my door. You know, some others say it don't mean you gotta act like one.
The bird effect.
Hurts.
All right, I think we might be good. I'm also by a window as well, though, but my windows are closed, so hopefully these birds won't be too loud. I don't have a gun, so I can't shoot it out the window to scare them.
We good, man.
All right, for sure. So let's get into today's missions. We have some awesome stuff to talk about for you guys today. We are going to be getting into some of our favorite topics. First off, we're going to be going in on that Marvel v. Capcom Infinite. Second off, the Agents Requested mission. We'll be talking about our favorite puzzle games. And then we're going to be closing the broadcast off with our favorite comic book inspired video games. So let's get on into this. The first mission is going to be Marvel vs. Capcom. Knowledge, I'm going to go to you to start us off with that. So we're going to get into the first mission. And that begins now.
Yes. So Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I've been following this since they first announced it, and they've revealed more characters as the day it drops gets closer. But the thing I'm most excited about this is they're including the Infinity Stones into the gameplay. And like some of the biggest competitive gaming that's going on with fighting games is with Marvel vs. Capcom. I feel like these stones are going to throw um, a whole nother piece into the gameplay itself, and then make the the multiplayer and the competitive gaming so much different because it's not going to be the exact same as it was before. Um, but I think the other thing I'm most excited about is to see who they decide to add in the game. There's a bunch of talk about having Asura from Asura's Wrath in it, which is a character that people have been asking for a long time. Uh, I can't even remember all the people they're talking about from the Marvel side of it, but I cannot wait to see who they're going to have in the game because every time they come out with one, they add somebody that hasn't been in there before. And it's always like they always quickly become fan favorites and they always quickly become used in the competitive world. So I can't wait to see that.
And it's right around the corner too, isn't it? September 19th or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
So it's really not that long to wait. And the announcement came out of nowhere for me. I'm really looking forward to it. And another thing that I really think is cool is what bothered me so much is that this is such a mega event, and it's always been in my mind a mega event, one of the biggest crossovers, if not the biggest crossover in gaming. That when you're doing something like that, there should be a reason that this is happening. So they're finally adding a true story mode to this, and they're taking the villain of Mega Man X Sigma, and they're taking Ultron, and they are fused together into one. Okay, so that's a really cool villain right there, and that's what both sides against.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be awesome. From what I've seen thus far, it looks it looks really really good. One thing I am kind of disappointed in is just the fact that it is 2v2, and not the
Yeah,
3v3. That definitely I love the feel of a 3v3 game. And now that it's switched down to 2v2, I know there's the Infinity Stones as well, and there's a lot going on the screen, especially with the Infinity Stones. If you see some of the gameplay, it shows them being used in a way where it lights up the whole screen. So I mean, there's a lot of animations going in there, and I mean, maybe it's better for the game to only be 2v2, just so it doesn't start, dropping frames and start looking crappy. Because I mean, the game looks good. The animation, the way it's just finished, all the characters. I mean, it's a pretty polished game, and maybe they dropped it down to the 2v2 just so it could keep that look, keep that feel, without having to make it like only on PS4 Pro. So
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I was saying to you before. I was like, I feel like it's kind of a cop out because like 3v3 is what I've always identified with Marvel versus Capcom. Since they established that, I was like, man, that's just so cool. The fact that that's happening, so many choices. And if anything, I thought, now this is crazy, but whatever. I thought they were going to add another to do 4v4. I thought they were going to up it, not take it away. But that's just me. So yeah, it was a little disappointing to hear that, at least for me personally.
I think my biggest disappointment with the past two Marvel vs. Capcoms is I'm such a huge fan of 2D fighters, like the original King of Fighters, the original. I really wish they would go back to just like an updated version of those sprites, those graphics. I want the 2D fighter back. Like I love Tekken as a 3D fighter. Uh, Dead or Alive was a great 3D fighter, but we don't have like they're everybody's just going away from the 2D sprite fighters now. I really miss that.
yeah,
If Capcom can make at least one game that's still in 2D, I think that would be really cool.
I mean, they're kind of like they're known for the 2D games. Like they're completely going away from it now. if anybody can make a great 2D game, it's Capcom.
Right, and it's
But
not like it wouldn't be polished. It would be a polished 2D game. You know, I mean, you look at
yeah,
sprites today, and this. I mean, their sprites are super detailed. You literally can make anything a sprite now and make it look good. You know,
yeah.
so yeah, it is. I feel like I agree with you.
There's that Mugen simulator, Mugen, however you pronounce it, that has like it has all of the Marvel vs. Capcom on it. It has all of the SNK fighters. It has like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It has like what else does it have in it? Like Final Fantasy, all those people in it, and it's like fan made game sprites that are put into the simulator, and they all look amazing. And this isn't even made with a huge budget like Capcom has. It's not hard to do.
Right. Yeah, and I feel if they were to do that, what if then we could still keep our 3v3, you know? So things like that, I feel like these companies feel like they have to go 3D just because of what these, you know, what the consoles can do, and it's like, well, it's so powerful. Why would we only use sprites? We can make it look super 3D and almost super realistic. And it's like when they do that, I mean, it kind of takes away from the characters too, with all the detail that is like even on like Ryu himself. It's just like, man, I guess this is Ryu. This isn't how I pictured Ryu as as a 3D model, but I guess this is Ryu now, you know. So I don't know.
I think Hulk has the worst 3D model for the newer Marvel vs. Capcoms because he's always like making that gritting his teeth face.
Yeah, like the
And he
thumbnail
has
picture we have is he. I don't like the way he looks, honestly.
he, and he has 100 teeth. Like, just make him close his mouth when it angry. Make him
100.
some.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous looking.
I think they could try. I think I do like the way that the characters look better in this. I'm gonna tell you right now, like the way the overall presentation of 3 looked. I'm talking, and I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't like the menu screen music. I didn't like the way the menus were laid out. I thought that music was just goofy as hell. And the characters, I didn't like the way that they looked at all, any of them. Okay, and that's just where I'm coming from. So for me, Infinite is taking that, making that look better for me. Like at least in that aspect, I'm like, all right, that's cool. It's getting better. Yeah, Hulk still needs to check his teeth, but yeah, it's looking better in my opinion.
So what characters do you guys want to see in this? Because there is a leaked list of characters, but I mean it's only possible. I don't believe this is going to be, the official list of all of the characters. I can go through it if you want to hear them. We only got a little bit of time left. We're looking at, for Capcom, Ryu, Rashid, Chun-Li, Zangief, Gil, Morgan, Talbane, Tessa, Mega Man X, Sigma, Roll, Strider, Jin, Captain Commando, Edward Falcon, Asura, Jean, Dante, Leon, Ada, Wesker, Nina from Breath of Fire 2, Spencer, Simon Blackquill, Phoenix Wright, Rathalos, the giant character, Mazamune Date, Batsu, June, and Frank West. And then from Marvel,
That seems like that leaked list is way too long. Like that, there's not going to be that many characters in it. There's no way.
yeah,
There might be a paywall because they already announced DLC before
Yeah.
So that might be like, all right, here's some of them, but we're gonna chop this some bitch in half, and you can have some.
and then also it has for Marvel, Iron Man, Captain America, Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, Thor, Loki, Hulk, Hawkeye, Black Panther, Black Widow, Ant-Man,
I'll believe it when I see
Spider-Man,
it.
Venom, Daredevil, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Ghost Rider, Punisher, Ultron, Thanos, Star-Lord, Rocket with Groot, Doctor Strange, Gwenpool, Squirrel Girl, Fin Fang Foom, character Wolverine, Magneto, Storm, and Doctor Doom. But who's to say that's real? Who's to say that's real?
Yeah, that's 50 characters.
Yeah, and
That's a lot.
and the Marvel characters. It's all like TV characters or movie characters too. So it kind of feels like it could have just been Just like, oh, well, of
It's
course they're going to use these people, and girls love Squirrel Girl, so they're going to put Squirrel Girl in the game, which they may. They may.
I think that's a good comedy. That's a good like they always like to have like the oddball characters in there. I feel
Mm,
like that'd be a good one
yeah.
for that niche.
Well, Marvel versus Capcom. It seems like mission's complete, though. We got through a lot of that. Overall, I mean, I'm excited for the game. You guys excited for Marvel v Capcom Infinite?
Way
yes.
more than I was for 3. I can definitely say yes.
All right. Well, this September.
Looks way better than 3. 3 let me down. I ain't done, Corey. 3 let me the hell down. Okay, so I'm ready. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. I feel your pain. I feel your pain. This September, September 19th, unless it gets delayed, look out for Marvel v Capcom Infinite. Them Infinity Stones are going to be in there. They're switching it all up, but it's going to be good. Hopefully. Hopefully. So let's get into the second mission of tonight. That's going to be the agent's requested mission. And they want us to talk about our favorite puzzle games, guys. You ready for this? There's a whole bunch of
Yes.
different puzzles that can be played. So let's go ahead and get into this. Favorite puzzle games. The agent requested mission. And the mission starts now. So for favorite puzzle games, I wanted to kick it off with my favorite puzzle game of all time. And that is going to be Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. Now, this is going to kind of help us segue into some of the one of the titles that KJ selected, because that's Puyo Puyo Tetris. This is similar. It has the whole the Puyo Puyo style, but this is
You just
classic,
spoiled the damn game. Go ahead.
bringing it
Spoiled.
all the way back. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, but it brings it back. I'm sorry, man. It brings it back to '93. I actually still every once in a while play this game because it's so classic, and it holds up. I mean, the graphics aren't the greatest, but they're not horrible graphics, and for what the game is, it's pretty awesome. Could have used some voice acting, but I thought it was a fun game, and I'd still play it today. And if anybody ever wants to, anybody's ever in the area and they want to get ran in this game, holler at me, hit me up on Twitter, let me know, because I definitely will challenge anybody in Mean Bean Machine.
I actually never played that growing up. I knew about it, knew its existence, but I never got to play that. Did you play that, Knowledge?
Nah, I didn't even know it existed.
It's on SNES and Genesis. It's one of those obscure titles where it's a puzzle game. It's Dr. Robotnik. So as a kid, who's really looking for Dr. Robotnik, after you play Sonic, you're like, well, Dr. Robotnik's the bad guy. I don't want to play his game, but it's actually a real good game. So
So what was it on the Super Nintendo? Because they wouldn't have had. He was Sega character, right? So
it was on Super Nintendo,
dang,
cross-plat, back in the day.
that's very interesting. Because it was console wars ain't like they are now. It's like now people are bickering over like resolutions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Console wars back then was you knuckling up. It was real back then.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't that serious, but that's interesting, man.
Yeah, it's one of those titles that's like, wow, they had Dr. Robotnik on the SNES, but they had Dr. Robotnik on the SNES. And it's a fun game. And you could, like, if you hit big combos, man, and I used to love doing this to my brother because he gets super mad. It would just drop these, they're like little rocks or whatever, but they have eyes and they just blink at you and they're like, what are you going to do? I just dropped like 35 blocks on you and you're almost to the top. What you going to do about it? But so what's up with that Puyo Puyo Tetris?
Yeah, this game came out. Shoot, that's been about a month now, and you can get it on PS4 and Switch. Let me tell you something. This is probably legit one of the best puzzle games I've ever played in my entire life. You can. So it has that gameplay from Mean Bean Machine. It's pretty much that exact same thing because the way that the characters look and whatnot.
Mm.
and the way that you chain and get your score up is the same. But then everybody knows Tetris, right? So Tetris is in the game as well, and it's side by side in this game. So this is actually a crossover. Ironically, we were talking about this is another awesome crossover because you can do fusion mode where you can you can have both of the puzzle games at the same time in the same grid, or you can verse somebody using Tetris pieces, or verse somebody using the Puyo Puyo gel pieces or whatnot. So it's just like it's a clash of games. So you're essentially at a value price, you're getting two games in one. It has all the party options that you could want. They also threw in the Puyo Puyo characters. Like the character that I regularly use is a fish. He's a talking fish. So that's, I mean, that alone should sell you on a game. But you can check out our review at playlegit.net. It is, I'm telling you, this game is awesome. If you are any kind of a puzzle fan, I guarantee you you're gonna like it. Guarantee it.
That's what's up. Definitely got to try that out. And that's a Sega Nintendo crossover, eh? Sega knew what they had. They said if anything, we'll hold on to this Puyo Puyo and just say, hey Nintendo, whenever you want to use it, holler at us.
We got you.
And Sega's still alive, holding on by the jellies.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Because it's definitely Sonic Boom did not help. So, Knowledge, what's up with this Tricky Towers, man?
Yeah, so Tricky Towers is it's just like it's essentially Tetris, but they put you in weird situations. Like you have to build on the roof of a old house that has, so it's like a regular triangular roof, but you have to build on top of it and reach a certain level. Um, you have characters that have like wizard powers, so that whenever you get your power charged up, you can use it against your enemy, and it's almost always side by side. So you can use it against your enemy and like make one of their bricks heavier than the other, so it weighs everything down to one side and their tower falls. Or you can just wipe out lines because you're not trying to um, build like a perfect thing and then wipe it out like traditional Tetris. You're trying to go vertical with it, so you're making everything so it levels out and it stands up and it gets you to the goal that you're trying to reach. But it just puts you in weird situations. It's kind of like it's a different take on Tetris. It was the free game for PlayStation Plus members, maybe early this year or late last year. But I hopped on it immediately. I play sometimes when I have people over, because I was the dopest at Tetris and I still am. So I'm pretty damn good at this game too. And like Corey said, if anybody wants these problems, come see me. You can get handled real quick, and then you can be on your way.
So it's like a
But
reverse Jenga kind of. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, so like you're stacking, and like let's say if you get a super your power charged up, and you want to make this person's L-shaped thing heavier, they have to put it somewhere, because if you wipe out, that's like one of your lives. You can decide not to put it on the house, but that's a life of yours. Somewhere it's most likely going to weigh it down on one side, and they have to compensate by putting the stacks to like make the opposite side stronger, and it has to just build all the way up. But most of the time they'll put you on like a triangular roof or something like that. It's just a weird platform that you have to build on.
This looks amazing. Yeah, we got to play this, man. I'm surprised I never heard of this.
Yeah, it looks
Man,
really fun just looking at this gameplay of it. It looks like it would be, especially like playing with people. Say, like, have a
Yeah.
couple friends come over, put some chips on the table, grab
It's
some.
it's 4-player co-op too, so you guys can all play at the same time.
Oh, wow.
sick.
Yeah, wow. I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah, that's looking fun, man. I can't believe I missed that. Now I gotta pay for it.
We got time for one more?
Yeah, we got
Yeah,
time for that.
Yeah.
even if I'm not playing games that month or I'm just like super busy, I'll log onto my PlayStation just to add the free games to my library. Because you're always gonna miss something good if you don't download it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then okay, so give it a shot. And then if it sucks, guess what? You can delete it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
it's good for you taking chances because this is something that, I might have slept on. You know what I'm saying?
All
So
right. True
what
that.
I would say for me, and no, I like Puyo Puyo Tetris. I'm okay at it. I'll be real, I'm okay. But I'm a beast at Super Puzzle Fighter 2. Let me tell you something. When this first came out, remastered on Xbox 360, I was playing online every single day. I was playing friends. It was awesome. Akuma, because he's that dude, or Ken or Ryu. But if you played as Dan, you know how he's a gag character in the fighting games. He's a gag character in this. If all his all his tiles on the other side would be red, so you're essentially hooking up the other person because you're giving them all red squares. So it makes it very easy for the opponent to get changed. Like nothing. So I actually, it was crazy though because there was this guy. I went to this tournament for it and I did pretty well. But there was this guy who was using Dan deliberately, and for some reason, he was, ow, ow, that hit the face. God dang, I wasn't done at all.
Sorry about that, sir.
Well, I'll go ahead and finish. I said he would come to the tournaments in combat vests, like he looked like Blade. But score as day, like I'm dropping nothing but reds on, baby, nothing but reds. So I had to share that.
So these are all pretty cool puzzle games that we brought up. Some of them, were kind of classics that kind of paved the way. Some are killing the game right now. Some I haven't even tried, but you're definitely gonna have to check them out. Because, man, why was I sleeping? Tricky Towers, man. Tricky Towers.
I know, right?
If anybody has a free code, tweet it at me. Otherwise, I'm gonna pick it up out of the
Yeah,
PlayStation Store this weekend.
yeah, Corey. If you want, before you buy it, you can we can like share play or something like that, so you can get your hands-on experience with it.
Word. That's what's up. Yeah, yeah, we got to do that because it looks like it's a dope game. And at first, I didn't know. Looking over the gameplay, I didn't know you had like build up. That's actually super cool too. That makes it even more of a challenge trying to like stack it to make it keep going. Reverse Jenga.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into the last mission, and that is going to be comic books that developed into awesome video games that are based off of those awesome comic books. And we're going to let KJ start this one for us, the third and final mission for tonight, and the mission starts now.
Yes. So there is a game, and it stars a character that's getting his own Netflix show, and it stars a character that killed it in Daredevil season 2. I'm talking about The Punisher. This was developed by Volition. The same guys made Saints Row, and like the early Saints Row, the gun combat in those. It reminds me of the gun combat in this. Kind of like arcadey style, but pretty fluid though. And they had you in really cool areas to conduct shootouts. A lot of different enemy variety types. But the one thing that this game did that I have yet to see duplicated, and so this is like several generations back now, but let me tell you what they nailed in this was the interrogation system. So you could put people in really crazy situations, and then depending on how you finished it off, I mean, you could kill the person brutally, like real brutally, or you could just let them go, and it was just their end results were crazy. It was because you were always interrogating somebody different. It would pertain to the level that you were in. Like there was one where I was in a warehouse type area, and he had a guy's head underneath the power drill. and you could like to give him the crack, you could like taunt him with the joint. You just, I'm coming in, you know. So so that really it helped us split up the action because I mean you're pretty much just shooting people the whole time. So that helped split up the action, but it's also I think one of the most underrated comic book games because I mean it really does a good job of bringing in all the Punisher elements that we like about the character. And yeah, like I said, it's one of my favorite comic book games. And just like another Punisher game was made by Capcom, it's a side-scrolling beat 'em up called The Punisher. One person plays the Punisher, the other plays Nick Fury. That was awesome too.
Yes, it was.
So ultimately, yeah. So I think really, man, the Punisher low key has had a pretty decent run in video games. He's had, there's been a few stinkers, but you know, I'm just saying.
Definitely. What about this Marvel verse? No, go ahead. Knowledge.
So one of the my favorite games of all time, and it's the only game I've gotten the closest to getting a platinum for the trophies on PlayStation. But that was Wolverine Origin or X-Men Wolverine Origins. The movie was terrible, god awful, and an abomination.
Well, damn. Tell us how you feel.
Everything that they did wrong in the movie, casting Will.i.am, they got right in the video game. Great. It was a great third-person kind of beat 'em up. It's very similar to God of War. So it's that third person over the shoulder. Nothing but hacking and slashing as Wolverine. They take you back to his days at Project X. They put you in the thermal vision when he's in his berserker rage. They make you break out of Project X, all that kind of stuff. I don't know why I'm saying Project X, Weapon X.
Weapon.
But it's a great, it's fun. You unlock crazy ways to execute people as Wolverine. But if I could just say one more time how bad the movie was, it was so bad. It's arguably the worst comic book movie that I've ever seen. And yes, they cast Will.i.am in it. But everybody outside of Hugh Jackman with Wolverine was garbage. The dude they had to play Gambit couldn't do a southern accent to save his ass. Will.i.am was. He's so bad. But the game was amazing. Highly underrated. I love that game so much. I wish I could have got the platinum on it.
It's crazy because it's usually the other way around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, almost always. Almost always. But Will.i.am was in it.
He was killing it at the time. They were like, you know how we can
No, I don't think he was, man.
No, he was selling out and making songs with Fergie, and then he makes X-Men Wolverine Origins, or X-Men Origins Wolverine, and he was in the movie.
They were trying to expand to different types of people, different different groups. We gotta get the pop kids into the comic book world. Look at it now though. Look at it now. Is Will.i.am the reason the MCU is so successful? Find out on the next episode of the Mission 3 podcast. But I wanna add.
If they would have put him in Logan, it might have been a bust too.
Yeah, they could have cast him as the pale guy.
Yes, make him Caliban.
One game I think is super, super good, and I don't think it really gets the credit that it deserves, mainly because of the style of the game. It's gonna be Telltale's The Walking Dead. Now, there's been tons of different episodes of this. They have just The Walking Dead. They have The Walking Dead Michonne. And now I believe it's season 3 that they recently came out with, where it has, our little girl companion Clementine, all grown up, or at least more grown up, out in the world doing what she got to do. But the storyline behind these games, it's just incredible. They took a twist on an already existing universe, an already existing comic franchise, as well as television series based off of the comic, and kind of developed a completely different story, but even somehow kind of intertwined it with what's going on in the real world, and that whole situation in this universe that The Walking Dead exists in. Overall, I didn't even think I would like this style of game personally. I've played games similar to this on the computer a long time ago, before the graphics weren't even this good with the shell shadedness and stuff. But after just a couple minutes playing the game, it kind of just got me. It just brought me in all the way, just because it kind of hits you with action off the bat, not necessarily right off the bat, but it kind of gets you into it nice and quick. And just the decision making and how it actually affects things and affects the storyline is really cool. Very detailed game, a lot of work that went into it, and I think overall all of them I thought were really fun. So
Yeah, that game really sucks you in. Like you'll start playing it and not realize that you've spent 2.5 hours playing that game just because you're so immersed in it.
Yeah, that's a game right there. I think it's either that for me or LA Noir. It has like the best voice acting in a game ever. Like the performances are just so good in that. I can see why a lot of people shed some tears at the end of that season 1. I get it, and I also get why it won Game of the Year from multiple outlets also. So, Corey, you know what you're talking about. This was a hot pick right here, bro.
yeah, it definitely was a great game, and it even kind of opened up the door to so many different types of titles like this. They made the Game of Thrones. They just came out with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and people are, they're buying it. They're giving it a chance. For one, the price of the games is a good price. You typically can get it for like $40 or so, which is, I mean, hey, I'll give pretty much anything that's $40 a shot. But then it being a good, detailed game, like you said, good voice acting, just the soundtrack in general, how they just record all the sounds, all of the animation, it's realistic. They do it, it's episodic, so it cuts off right at that time where it's like, okay, I can put it down now, I can come back to it in a little bit and continue on from where I was. And it has the replay value as well. You can play as a dick one time, you can play as a completely nice guy another time, or a nice gal, whatever you may be. It's just overall a great game in my opinion.
I don't know if you guys have played Batman either. That starts off a little slow, but it has a really good story too towards the end. So,
And like that,
Uh, if I could apologize real quick, I feel like I didn't talk about X-Men Origins Wolverine a whole lot in the game itself. It's a really good game, and it's highly underrated. But the bigger thing about it is they cast Will.i.am in the movie.
we're never gonna let you forget that they cast not William, not Bill, Will
No.
I am.
I don't know if you
I
guys
remember seeing the
I don't know
movie.
if you remember.
Oh, I was
but
just gonna say,
he was a teleporter, and every time he teleported, he made this like boxing stance pose, and he had 20 rings on, and it was just the most awkward thing I've ever seen done on camera. Damn.
Yeah.
I just,
in the opening of the movie too, they had everybody's name coming up Everybody had a normal names. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then that same font says Will I Am.
It's
I
like, come
remember
on.
D White was just rolling. He was like, what?
A lot of people want to pay attention to the fact that they tried to ruin Deadpool's character in that movie. I like to focus on the fact that they cast Will I Am. And they tried to posit to you, like, they tried to posit to you in the video game because of Will I Am that he was, in fact, Nightcrawler's father. That's not true. It's not true. It's not Will I Am that's Nightcrawler's father. No.
Will I Am coming through to ruin the MCU. Thankfully, there was this movie where they erased all of that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you for time travel theories. And like that, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the Mission 3 podcast. It was a great episode tonight. We talked about some awesome stuff. Great comic books that developed into great video games or developed into crappy movies that cast Will I Am and then into great video games. Some awesome puzzle games because you guys wanted to hear about those. Again, we do an agent requested mission every single week, so you got to make sure you follow us on Twitter at Mission3. That's Mission the number 3 podcast on Twitter, and vote in our poll every week. We give you the option to select what mission you would like us to talk about. Typically, we'll give you 3 choices. If you tweet at us your some stuff that you would like us to throw in the agent requested mission slot, we can definitely do that as well. So just follow us on Twitter at Mission3 podcast. Let us know what you want to hear. And also, make sure you check out playlegit.net. That's where you'll be able to hear the replay of this broadcast, as well as the other shows that we have on Play Legit, and all of the cool reviews, and all the other cool information we have there. So check out playlegit.net. Make sure you let us know about what you think about Injustice 2 when it drops on Tuesday. Let us know who you're using. You can tweet at me at Corey Elijah. Let me know whatever you want. You can find KJ. You can find KJ at Play Legit. I was going to have him say it, but I got you, man. And then
I don't know if we can find KJ.
Knowledge, you're at Nowhere 11. Did I get it right or did I get it wrong?
You got it right.
I got it right. Ooh. See, I'm getting old, but my memory's not failing me. It's not failing me. So make sure you hit us all up. We want to hear from you guys. Again, thanks so much for tuning into the broadcast. Hit us up on Twitter. Let us know what you want to hear for the agent requested mission. And until next week, guys, we're out of here.
Thanks for voting.